For a surgeon to take on a new lens, there's a number of things that we look at really. We're concerned for our patient safety. So the things that help me as a surgeon really are to know that a lens has a history. For example, with the lens we're talking about today, the Teleon lenses, they've got quite a long history. So far, we've had 6-7 years follow-up on FEMTIS lenses, and they're incredibly stable. There is no change in the effective lens position, there's no change in tilt, and there's basically no change in the alignment with the visual axis. So we expect this is going to give really good long-term control. The unique thing with the FEMTIS lens is the ability for us to attach it to the anterior capsulorhexis. That's called conclavation. The process of surgery is pretty much like we would normally do with a couple of small extra steps. The actual handling of the FEMTIS lens perhaps adds 60 seconds to the operation, so it's not a difficult thing to do. The lens is folded and injected through a 2.2 or 2.3 millimeter incision in the cornea. It's injected into the capsular bag under control of viscoelastic. Then we go in and remove viscoelastic from behind the lens to be sure we don't get a capsular bag syndrome. And then we put more viscoelastic in front of the lens to protect the corneal endothelium, then onclavate the lens. So with an instrument, we take each of the 4 flanges on the anterior surface of the lens and attach them to the anterior capsulorhexis. They're very soft and very flexible, and it allows us to safely have the lens now firmly attached to the anterior capsulorhexis. If it's a toric lens, we can fine-tune the axis for the astigmatism, and that's a very predictable thing to do now because it's not free-floating in the eye, it's actually attached to the anterior capsulorhexis. And with small adjustments, we can get perfect alignment with the visual axis and know it's going to stay there. It is not difficult, and any surgeon can do this procedure if they follow a few simple guidelines. What the FEMTIS brings to us is the ability to control for alignment with visual axis, control for tilt, get a more predictable effective lens position, so better refractive outcomes, and to pretty much eliminate negative dysphotopsia. And there's really no other product out there that's commercially available that can achieve what FEMTIS does in terms of being attached to the anterior capsulorhexis to control for all those variables.